We've all fallen asleep on the road, but have we really all fallen asleep on the road? This is Story Arcs. I'm Art. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We appreciate your support. So back in the day, I was in the Bronx. I had a friend of mine with me whose name was Louie. And Louie lived in Brooklyn. And so we were hanging out at my crib. It got late. It was like 11, 12 o'clock. And he's like, yo, take me home. So we jump in my dad's van. My dad had one of these Plymouth Voyagers. This is an old minivan. And we go and we start driving to Brooklyn. Now, to get to Brooklyn, the way that we went was on this road called the Bronx, right? It's this crummy road. It's loaded with potholes. And we get like halfway to the George Washington Bridge. So if you know New York, you know that a lot of traffic to get to Manhattan, to get to New Jersey, has to funnel through the George Washington Bridge area. So we were headed that way. We get like halfway there, and all of a sudden, traffic just comes to a complete stop. It's New York City. We're expecting, the traffic will take 15, 20 minutes, half hour maybe at the most. After like 40 minutes, bro, I get out the car because I see people getting out their cars, and I'm like, yo, what's happening? Why are we sitting here? No cars are moving. It's a straight up parking lot. And I come to see, as I walked up further, I went up a little bit, and I come to see that there was these construction crews, and they had blocked off all the lanes. Right? They didn't even leave us like one lane for traffic to creep through. They just shut off all the lanes. And it's like in the middle of the summertime. It's like July. It's hot outside. And so, my boy Lou is back there, and he's like, yo, what's the problem? Why all these cars stop? And I was like, yo, bro, you're not going to believe this. They literally shut off all the lanes. We're just sitting here. It's a parking lot. So it's hot out there, and we don't want to be sitting in the car. You can't keep the car running all the time. So we sit on the hood of the car, the two of us, and we rest our backs on the windshield. So now we're like looking up at the stars, and we're just talking nonsense, whatever, waiting for the time to go by. An hour goes by, 2 hours goes by, nothing. So after a while, we nodded off. And, we fell asleep on the hood of the car there in the middle of a highway, sleeping on the road, man. And then when we woke up, the sun was starting to come up, right? The sun was starting to come up. I see all these people, they start turning their cars on and stuff. And then I could tell, looking up ahead, that the construction crews were starting to pull out, because you can see like their flashing lights on their trucks and stuff. So they're pulling away, and all the cars start turning on, and everybody sat on that highway that whole night, just waiting, doing nothing. So we're looking at each other like, yo, we just literally spent the entire night on this highway. The level of inconsideration, So the moral of the story is, whenever you find yourself in New York, avoid the Bronx.